Yeah, grab the back of his head. He just struck here. Grab the back of his head, bring the knee up. That's it. Yeah, this way. Yeah, not sideways. Bring front side kick like this. And kind of to back of the side kick like this. Yeah, that was good. Good man.
Like this. I don't know.
Pretty much. Okay, let's not put the money in. I didn't get into the wall.
What you got?
You come over this side or this side?
Snake is not hard work. It's definitely powerful.
Bring down.
Ready, you? Yeah, and beats inside the body. The grip. There's a way that it comes in and just hits. So it's like somewhere like this.
Bending it down. That's the whole point. There you go.
It happens.
Bring your hand on. Don't try to straight out. You don't feel stiff on it? No, not at all. Well, slow down. I don't know. Good shot. I got you here. Your shoulders. You're doing it means you're controlling here. Oh, okay. Inside and outside. One of them, you know. You get one of them trying to this hold me like this. That's what I think.
Before you go like this, you got to be able to push this. Thank you. Then you come to this here. Okay, you got enough snake? You got enough to practice? Yes, no? Yes. Yeah? Okay, there's a snake. All right, let's see. Take my moment here. Okay, now. Remember what I said, you can leave anytime you want. Pleasures of the day catching up with you, eh?
I'm just beginning to enjoy it even more.
I'm glad. Okay, there's the no such thing as that P word, P-A-I-N. There's only sensation. 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 Okay. You want to speak on snow leopard?
Yeah, we did it.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about that scoop kick technique you showed me a long time ago. I just showed the whole technique. You came a little scoop underneath.
He's confessing. That's all right, good. I'm glad he's invested. See, that means he trusts you. See, that's stuff that you don't teach unless you trust the people that you're working with. Okay, that tells me a lot. Okay, let me show you something that, let's say you're working against a real good hand person, really good at boxing. Okay? This is for something against that kind of a guy. We're going to still stylize it. We're still going to use it in terms of a guy half moving in so you can practice on each other. Okay, snow leopard. What do we know about the snow leopard? Lives in the snow. Lives high up, 17,000 feet. Himalayas, hunts at night. Rough terrain, roughly 6 feet long. 6 feet long, including the tail. He's 95 to 110 pounds. With a single turning of his body, the tail can kill something 3 times its own size. When you look at a picture of it, the tail, it looks like a cartoon. It's like huge bone. And he uses the tail, like a high wire guy uses a ballast. He uses that tail to be able to leap. So it's his ability to leap, strike with all the body weight, and let the fall of 17,000 feet kill the thing he's going with if he didn't whack it hard enough, but not fall himself. Particularly good at quickness and balance, and pound for pound, it probably hits harder than anything else because it's got to hit this thing that's 3 times its own weight. It's got a 3-inch pad of fur, has very few places that it's going to be exposed. It's used to moving around in the 17,000 feet. It's used to working on these inclines. It's not uncomfortable. And we've got to hit it with the larger part of our body more often in a pattern that breaks its balance but doesn't break our own. Now, does it sound like a big football player with a heavy coat on? You know what I'm saying? Pound for pound, you're quicker and you're a little stronger. This is the new situation. He's a little bigger, he's a little slower. That's what the situation is. You're trying to overcome his size. You're trying to win no matter what by how the angles of your things get. Okay, now. Okay, half of the punch. It doesn't look like much, so I explain it. Okay, you know what I did to your leg?
Yeah.
This one works. This one works. Okay. Now, watch. I'm not going back to come forward. I'm moving slow. Moving in. But I'm moving in. Watch my feet. See how my feet are like getting in line with his? I'm not going straight back. I'm going to an angle. And I'm using, my circular movement, see, to create force as my body turns. Okay? We're attacking the attack. When he's attacking, what kind of defense does he usually have? No. 0. So if we're a little faster and we know how to move our feet, if we're a little, there you go, a little shorter, see? And we got good strength. This is our kind of thing. Okay? This guy is hard to deal with. Because the way he hits you is going to break his balance and break the other guy's balance. And he's not going to lose his speed advantage by locking onto the guy too much. He's going to use his strike to do all the work. He hits this part of the body a lot. Okay? All right. Now, when a guy throws a punch, for real, does he go? Or does it go out and does it come back? Usually, right? Technical punch. When he throws this punch, his arm is either going to come back to what? Protect his head, or it's going to come back to protect his body. Right? I'm sorry?
No.
Pretty much, right? Okay. He can come forward. There's other things. We'll stack them. Okay. Now, we're moving this inside, and with our front foot still moving, this goes into his body and pulls across. So if he goes low, he stops this one, but what? He makes that one easier. You get it? You're going over and under the arm, so at least you get one. You're going over and under the arm, so you at least get one. That make sense? Okay. Then when you learn, I'm not going to hit him. Okay. I didn't do that right because of my feet. If my feet are like this, watch. I got to go way around, then I got to come back in. Your feet got to be more in line. And punch, so it doesn't take me too much to get a little bit to the side. If my feet are wide, it takes a long time to get around to then come back in. Right? So half of the punch one. Back foot, this foot, the front foot, I'm sorry, it's got to be in line with this foot. You don't want to be out here like this. Because how far I got to go up, come back in. Does that make sense? You want to do is you want to have this foot here. Now, it circles a little bit. That's the angle that I want. This one goes underneath, I got it balanced this way. This one goes over the top, I got it balanced this way. I have them both here. I got it balanced that way. Got them in a scissor, kind of in the necks. Make sense? Okay, there you go. Won't cut, will it? Stay sharp, like you go like this. It will. You're using your bone like a knife. You're hitting them in, and then you're drawing the bone to create a certain type of effect on the nerves that contract the muscles that allow them to breathe. Nerve surface, right over this, right over the ribs here. Usually it's protected by stuff. When you hit it in here, there's also a little organ called the liver. Okay? If he's been drinking, what's going to happen? Oh. Releases that stuff. This is also where the emergency blood supply is one of the places that's stored. When you get adrenaline, the blood gets pumped back in, that's what gives you the strength. When you're whacking that, you're short-circuiting his ability to get strength. Okay? You hit him, it's like hitting solar plexus. But down here, so it's only one side of the lung, one lung, rather than both. If you were only having breathing out of one lung, would you be a little confused? If you were a little confused, at the same time your liver wanted to go. Now, that's down here. It isn't plant, hit. You hit with this foot, moving. Okay? See? The foot is still moving when you hit. The front foot is moving when you hit here. The back foot is moving when you hit here. What happens when you hit him here? A sense of what? The ground? Feeling? Make sense? We're taking away his breathing, his feeling of the ground. At the same time, we're hitting him in the liver, so he can't have any more excess immediate energy. And we're not done with him yet. What has he done to deserve this? Okay, that's what it's on. Now, I would really not, here, stay here. I would really be striking, see, like this. It'd be like a snowplow going through half of his head. You hit with this part of the arm. Not here, this part of the arm. No effort. You with me? You with me? So you've got to circle a little bit. Front foot, back foot. Front foot, back foot. Now, throw your strike so it goes by him. Because you're going to come back for him. You didn't teach him this one, did you? Okay, let's everybody up. Huh?
I was making sure eyes knew that I hadn't done it.
Okay. Okay. It's like a number 4 block, but your hand is open and you think like you're carrying a tray. You're doing an unbendable arm here. You don't have to do much. You can flex your arm and it'll work, or you do the unbendable arm. That's a quick and thump. Now, take your right, think like you're, see, spinning just on your left foot. Just like this. Because your right foot is still moving when this left hand hits his block. This is to deal with something that's straight and coming at you hard. That's what this is for. See? Now, as this foot starts to go around, press the center of your body forward. See, so you don't, go back to this foot and then try to come forward. You go in the circle, see, and press forward. See, watch my front foot. See how all I have to do is just lift it and I'm moving forward? Because I'm pressing forward as I'm going around. Does that make sense? So you walk in a tight little circle, see? And if you don't really cross, you try to get the front foot moving, see, as soon as you can. It's a snow leopard movement. Try it. Just do that. Good. Good. So now we turn. Now your left hand comes in underneath and pulls this way. You can actually end up hitting them twice if you learn how to do it, like 1, 2, which is kind of a little bit of a demonic thing. We won't teach you that. Okay? The left hand hits underneath. The right hand hits over the top. Okay, so it's hum. So here we go. 1, 2, and you strike with the front foot moving, and strike with your back foot moving. Front foot, back foot moving. Front, back. Just try it in here. Like that. Hit with the forearm. Not around, but through. Like you're doing an unbendable arm. That's it. Point the fingers and reach. Point the fingers and reach. That's it. Good. Okay, when you feel good, try that much, and we'll finish them up. Takes like a little back. Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. Try to bring it over. Always end up in the corner. Okay, you got it?
Yeah.
Make sense? Okay. Okay, let's see. Now. Okay, now watch. Now, just here, it's like a boxer, right? If he's boxing, see, I don't want to go like this. He throws his jab. See, I want to kind of lean on this a little bit, see? And you go under and over. So against the jab, you're working against the outside leg. And you're turning into it. So when he's using his left, you're turning this way, see, a little bit. But we're going to practice it against a half move, which is like practicing against a Kung Fu guy, or not a karate guy, really. Karate guys will probably a little bit more reverse side. Okay, real strong reverse punch. Okay, now. Second punch. Follow through. Your knee and your elbow meet at the same time. Like the scissor hand you were doing before. You're striking the solar plexus across the liver again, which is where the body stores its fears. When you hit the back, it's called the back heart. It's an energy point. Back heart, you're taking away the will to fight, not just now, but in the future. Okay? When you hit the back, it's a long-term injury. And in the front, more of an immediate effect. is the inside of the onside. Okay? You're not done with him. Okay. Now we have choices. Okay? One up. Be careful with this one. Watch the speed. I can do this one wicked fast. It's just so easy. Now see, you're here. Now what's the right foot? What's the right hand? Push, pull. Okay. Make sense? Boom, boom, out go the legs. Okay, be careful. This is how far I want you to take it. 1, 2, 3. Put this in, hook this. Okay, now just push this down so you feel like you got his balance. Keep your weight on your left leg. Okay? Keep your weight on your left leg. There's a lot of things that we can do here to control him without a lot of work. See how many different ways we can make him go? It's like a pretzel. You're taking the strength out of the body using Mr. Bellari's principle. You maintain the shape of your body. You learn what the shape of it is. You don't break certain rules and principles. And you make him go outside of the shape of his. When you get him outside of the shape of his, sooner or later you got the battle. It might take a couple of hits, it might take 3 or 4. When you get good, you learn to hit at angles to take it away immediately. Immediately. Maybe I show you with dragon. I'm on the right. Okay. So punch. Okay. Okay. Reach. Okay. Okay. I want to be nice. I take the throat, to be honest with you, and I pull it. Okay. Pull it. Like this. Boy, you're not being nice. I'd rip one of those faces right off. Okay? My arm didn't come off of him. I control where he is. Slide to it. Push and pull. Okay? Get this in here like this. Push. Push down. Push out. Feel it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? Fingers take. Okay? Yeah. They don't have to hurt me. So, he's coming at me, then we just get to a position. Okay? You weren't welcome at this party. You shouldn't have come. You know what I'm saying? You see the balance, the control of the balance, and the foot getting run out from inside to outside. Half-moon punch. You learn ways of using the man's body to leverage against his body from positions you ordinarily wouldn't. Some of the golden ones. The most higher important move to learn. Okay, one more time. Not like that.
Oh, man, I love it.
Stretch. Extremes, means, fierce. This can end up being a nice kick down if you want it to, right? You feel it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But see where my knee is? I'm not off of him. I'm pressing my knee into him to create leverage. Feel it? I'm not pressing hard, but I got leverage from his body. That's why. See, doesn't he look like he's my other leg? Does that make sense? He's my other leg. That's why I can stand on one leg and have balance. But I can see manipulate him, manipulate him, manipulate him. Push and pull. Oh, it hurts me. That deserves that. Good man. Okay? Okay, I'll try it. Yeah. yeah.
You can feel it when you start.
And you start pushing him, you hook him with the toe, but as he starts going down, start to turn it more into a blade. Okay? You can turn it more into a blade this way, you can turn it more into a blade this way. Hook it, and start to turn it more into a blade like this. And I bet you can feel that transfer through as you go. Hurry up, hurry up. Step back.
Trying to go with that. Did it right. I'm just trying to say, like, this one. This one, you're actually hitting. I mean, you're actually hitting.
As you're going down, you want to make sure you don't hurt him or you can hurt him. All your weight stays on your left foot. When he goes down, don't let your weight go with him. You're investing in him, and his investment isn't paying off. So it's a losing investment. Does that make sense? Okay, hey, it's easy, huh? If you're shorter than the man, it's easier. Really? No, like that. Don't like it. Obviously upset. Look at the guy who's bigger. This guy, That's the way it came the first time. Show your arm. Show your arm. My mind's going. Now, step one. Still step one. So you got to make sure you get outside. Like, 5%. Oh,
The upper half going different directions.
I'm not going to do any of that around. Where you at? I'm doing dropping on it. I saw you go down. Let's see how it's taking the strength out of your blow. That's why it's soft block. I think hard block is okay, hold that. That other guy is stronger. So is that? Well, that's what I'm not saying. Maybe it's that. You're hitting here. You're doing a bit of lunge.
That's what I keep myself. Not only do I meant
Okay, real quick. Is that enough? You want more? More.
I told you that.
Okay, I'll give you a little something. Okay. I'll give you just one little principle of the dragon. Okay, little principle of the dragon. The dragon. Okay, now, just stand on things for a second. Now, you don't stand on before things, so no one hurt you. Okay, now. If I hit the guy, there's different ways of hitting the guy. If I hit a guy, say, like this, see, he doesn't kind of go very far. But if I hit the guy like that, or I hit the guy in such a way that his weight goes to his heels, you dancing? That hey, this is great. You have to pay extra for this? You gotta have a good time. All right, what's okay. Watch. See, most people, when they go to hit a guy, this dragon uses his weight, drives the wind. Okay, wisdom. A force that can't be seen, can't be denied. Just like the wind. You can see the wind blowing things around, but you can't see the wind itself. Like wisdom, you can't see it, but you know whether it's there or not. You know whether you're in sync or not. The dragon arrives at the bridge before the enemy. It's a surprise. And so Malari teaches us the dragon surprises the opponent and hits with a certain type of a shock type principle, where he breaks sort of like a pane of glass. Think about a ball-peen hammer and a big pane of glass. And right? That's kind of how you want to hit. You don't have to take a 16-pound sledge and kaboom! Maybe kaboom and it pulls you through the glass. Whoa! Not wise. Not a dragon. But you just kind of whack! Right? Like that. That's what this guy's body is meant to do, with a certain type of shock effect from the dragon. Okay. There's different dragons. I'm just giving you one. There's fire dragon, there's water dragon, there's heavenly dragon. There's different dragons. There's not just one dragon, not just one tiger. There's not just one snake. Okay, there's different principles, different elements. So, nobody's got it all. Okay. So the dragon breaks balance. Watch the weight. When do I push him? Weight goes to his heels, down. Okay? I don't go, you know, I didn't go far. Versus, that's dragon. The dragon, he goes flying 12 to 20 feet uncontrollably after I hit him. which means I can be real soft or I can go real hard with them. Sometimes you get a shock, say, and then give them a throw, but it's your weight and your stance that's doing the work. Not so much your arms. That make sense? Okay. So, first thing I want you to do is just feel this. Sit back, bring your hips forward. When the hips come forward an inch, you want him to go back an inch, but look at my arms bend a little bit. And as I feel his weight go to his heels, that's when we push. So this is twin dragons rising from the fiery foam. That's the name of this move. Twin dragons rising from the fiery foam. I'll show you a little bit more about that. Okay, so the weight's back. The weight is in the stance. The weight does the work. The elbows bend just a little bit. I feel his weight go to his heels, then I project my upper body. Does that make sense? You got to get that feeling and make it easy. It's not saying that's the only thing to do. It's not saying, gee, I can't just push one and then pull the other, okay? I'll show you a little bit about that. Does that make sense? Okay, just do it real quick. One another. Twin dragon rising from the fiery foam. Now you feel it? Use your weight. Okay, now is it easy to do, yes or no? You haven't done it yet? Do it! The more your weight shifts, the more time you got. Comes forward and then she goes back and spring with the shoulder. Feel it, yes or no? Yeah. Okay, now. Hey, relax, have a seat. Now. Dragon. Dragon hits in an X. Okay? You would hit, regardless of how you're going to get there. I'm just going to give you a principle to practice rather than technique. See how he is? When I push this, and then I push this underneath it, see what happens this time? Oh, yeah. Okay? You push primarily, put this foot forward. His back foot this way, then you push this hip underneath. This is how you make the guy feel. His shoulder goes back, his hip comes underneath. Now, don't I look like I should be on a telephone? I can't punch with this, can't kick with this, I can't kick with this, and I can't punch with this. Because of how the shape that I made his spine over his feet. That make sense? You can do this a lot of ways. Matter of fact, you can even pull and push. Well, yeah. But it's the shape of the blows. Now, what you do is you get the man's weight to his heels, see? And then you, whoa, like this. And he will go back about 12 feet before he can regain his balance, which gives you time to practice first on the side. You know how you just fantasize about that back swinging, oh, here it comes. Here it is. Isn't that fun? So the I mean, don't you just say, oh, I know you. I've been waiting for you. Come here, I have something for you. Okay, so this pushes, do it from a horse so you'll be able to do it with one another. This You start back, this shoulder pushes out. Now this swings underneath as this pushes out. And that's the feeling that you're making the other guy have. That's important, that you understand that feeling. And, say, tackle and punch. The dragon, say, swallows to protect. Say, then it rises, say, and strikes. Falls and turns. It uses a circular whipping motion, particularly with its legs. Okay? Like the fancy kicks. See? You got the dragon movement. You just absorb. See? When I get to this position, it's sort of hard for him to get anything in. Dragon is, sense this. You absorb. I'm in a long stance. He's coming to me. I absorb what he's doing. I make it hard for him to get to my head, my body and my head. As his technique recedes, I rise. Make sense? A lot of times it's double types of strikes on opposite sides of the body. Or it ends up being strikes where you have to say, strike and opposite points see at the same time. Boom. And this is not a nice feeling either. Okay? Dragon type of movement. Make sense? So, you stay on the horse. Get the feeling. Get this coiled feeling. You do it with either one really. Or push one over like an X. Hip coming forward and push the other one underneath. And make the spine go like this. With this weight going backwards. Try that. Go ahead. Now, when you're pushing him, you're not in a horse stance. It doesn't work. You've got to be able to work your weight in your stance. That's the whole thing. That's why you're overcoming his upper body strength. You're doing it with your lower body strength, your legs. Yeah, that wasn't bad, but here, keep going this way. You're going to be better off pushing that one this way.
Why so late? You have to go like this from horse stance?
Whoever's back. Whoever's back. Push high first. Feel that. Break the balance. And then you make sense? You feel light all of a sudden?
Kind of.
Yes, because you pitch it.
This hand is up.
Left hip. Stay back. Let's do that again. Okay. Pull 1 foot forward. Whichever foot he's got forward, right? That's the one you push back, and then you push the other one underneath. Okay? Same time. Okay. You push like in an X. One is high and one is low. Okay? All right. Okay. This side is back, right? Push this way. Back a little bit. Push this one this way. By the way you push it. Okay, good. Smile one another. Now.
We're all going to besiege you after class.
Just imagine. Remember? Point, two faces. Just imagine, instead of going like this, see, it goes in it goes in, and imagine, see, I go like that. Except you go, see, you place in, and you seize at an angle, and then, see? Now I'm taking advantage of his nervous system, plus I'm kind of pushing him sort of at angles to take away his strength, and he can't punch me as he's going away. And as he's going away, my favorite fantasy 6 yellow belt. Right? There he is. I got the time. We still have those fantasies in black, don't we? Yeah, sure we do. Sure we do. But that's the movement, the move, twin dragons rising from the fiery foam. And so what they happen to punch. Say, you absorb the energy, right? Slide down, but you wouldn't say, strike like this. So you place it in, move the weight, snap. Okay? And then kind of do whatever you want. Make sense? See, it's different. See, most times you're thinking, say punch, you're thinking, right? Right? You're thinking, snap. I want to snap into that. Snap it. That's good. This is different. This is see, and then he goes, yeah! He's going over the bridge. 50 feet, 60 feet, 70 feet, 80 feet. That's a conclusion. Okay, good. Okay, twin dragons rising from the fiery foam. Try it one another real quick. Just get feel it. Don't press hard. Believe it. Get it so you believe it.
Anyway, push it out. Push it on this way. I want to cut here.
All the stuff down there is like,
How did that do? I hear punch out.
What we wanted you to do is this way and this here. That's what's supposed to be down. Shoulder this way. Okay, play football. Then you run and through. Sometimes you want to come up if you're a guard or a tackle. Pushing this way. Effective. Take a stance. Give it a stance. You gotta watch out for that. Let's see if we can do it. We'll be back. Resist it. We'll be back. So let me do it. That's it. Watch what happens. One, two. We'll be back. It's harder to resist when I get you going two ways instead of just one. Okay? Now, if you know I'm going to take you one way, you can resist that almost immediately. But if it's 1-2, that makes it very difficult for you to react to it. You don't know where the second direction is going. Well, that's when it's such a fun. So dragging the bridge toward the enemy, right? Surprise, you don't know where he's coming from. See what I mean? Okay, Ronnie? Does that help you, Lenny?
Yeah.
So it's shoulder, first, then legs.
Alright, so if you punch it in with this.
This shoulder, take the punch and shoulder out. You're going to lunge into it too. I was leaning in good strong.
First the shoulder, and then so he goes one way and then goes back.
Right, and always move back away from the
well, no, I mean, you're striking just real
Now, be in a position to.
I'll do what I need to want.
I should go to yours and shove more. See, you still stay back with your hips.
Sometimes you go from one way to the
Let's practice this one. Right here, watch. Punch it out. Wait, oh, here. Punch it out. What was the other one? What was this one? Wait, oh, I am. Punch it out. Here. And then the other one was. Yeah, where are you going? Where you just
Okay, good. Follow one another. I think you got enough. No. More. The next week we'll be here. Which one? Okay, I'll tell you what. Review the material from the beginning. We'll see how much you got. From the beginning. Just some of them see if you got it. You got it? No, okay. Good.
Oh, that one.
We're mixing them.
First one you got was yours. See, I have a tendency one time or the But I got to show you enough so you can enjoy
The leopard one is off.
All right, let me see you do your breathing exercise. Facing this way. Let me see something. Let me see something. This is what I'm doing. One of the ones I taught you tonight, right? One of the ones I taught you tonight. Good. Take it. Try to keep your toes pointed straight ahead so you get more strength up your spine. If it means going down not as far, go down not as far. Try to keep your toes pointed straight ahead. Think about pushing your feet down, your hands out, and your head up. You got to do all three of those simultaneously. Almost 12 minutes. Guys are getting good energy. Oh, it's fun. That's a lot. Okay, good. Proposition. I'll make a deal with you. You practice the stuff I showed you tonight. Into that breathing exercise. Take maybe 2 of those techniques and work on them. You don't have to work on all of them. If you can work on all of them, that's fine. Or you work with a buddy. One guy works on 2 and the other guy works on another 2. Right? You can walk away with 2 techniques in one of those breathing exercises. A breathing exercise alone. I was telling McLaughlin about this guy who's the doctor now, I'm starting to teach you some of the internal stuff about self-healing. This guy teaches the same thing. You get $700 per group class, per person. And you're walking away more now and understanding more than they're walking away with. And they got to do it on blind faith a little bit for a while. Okay? Techniques work. This is an MD. This is a guy who's got best-selling books out. He's an endocrinologist who's been practicing since 1971. Very gifted. But he's not teaching stuff as advanced as you got tonight. Not especially for the martial arts. Okay? You work on that. Show you the 12 minutes. Okay? I'll come back. Come back and show you 12 minutes if you'll have it. You can see I'm a little nuts. But you gotta have fun. And you gotta prepare yourself to go beyond naturally how you would be. You know, if you're a good person, you kind of don't, it's hard to outthink the sick mind. If you're a really good person, you gotta be able to just turn that gear. And you gotta be able to overcome. And it's what they call arguing the logic of the absurd. You gotta think beyond the way you normally would. I use humor. I was taught to use humor. And if you're a good person, you kind of stop when you get control. And that's the way it's worked for my students before. I'm dealing with 3 or 4 guys. Bob Hennig, throwing the guy over the thing. What am I going to do with all this power? Guy's 125 pounds for 5 years, I hear. Yeah, that works for a big guy, but how's that gonna work for me? 125 pounds soaking wet. It was like this, right? And I'll tell you a story next time. He came back and I gotta quit, there's too much power. I can't control it. Three guys. He caught himself in the midst of throwing a guy over a bridge. The other two guys were crying because they couldn't stop him. But he stopped. And that's why he's still studying in the end. Because I said, why did you stop? He said, I understood. You want to kill him. He didn't deserve that. I said, you stopped because you were a good person.